what core values do you think the city council should be using when making decisions on behalf of the community?
I think this whole exercise, you guys are hitting the nail on the head. It's really about trying to get as many people together and talking about the city as possible. So I think that is a main, I would say, a core.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think a key core value that the city needs to address now is racial equality in Palo Alto. I feel like we have really ignored some of the problems that are experienced by non-white people in our community, and generally, make our citizens more aware of these kind of issues that exist that most of us white people don't even think about.
Thank you. I think the city needs to address some of the problems of the older adults. So I would really like there to be a little bit more attention to that kind of thing.
Okay, thank you so much.
I think the city should always take into consideration the impact of their decisions on the community as a whole, not just the day in the present, but maybe the effects that it'll have long term, like for example 5 years from now.
All right, thank you.
Well, I think this being such a young world, I would like the council to keep in mind that there is a large percentage of older seniors, we call ourselves senior citizens, who would like to be heard. And so I would say that's one of the things I would like them to keep in mind when making rules of traffic, security, racism, general kindness, loving kindness.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
To make sure there are facilities, and like here at Avenidas and La Comida, they're doing a good job at that. I think they should continue to support that, and senior activities, that's one thing. Another one is the traffic. The traffic is just, I ride my bike almost everywhere, but the traffic going up and down El Camino when I have to take a car and other places, I know there isn't, because it's a Bay Area problem, but they should consider things. A third one, it's not in the end anywhere, is youth activities. Any youth activities and supportive education, I think, is very, very important.
I think the city council should keep in mind safety when making decisions on behalf of the community, because that should always be one of the top most important things when they think about their citizens.
I think first and foremost they should act in what they feel is the best interest of the community at large, not just a small portion of the community, but when trying to make decisions, really think of the community as a whole and what's best as far as a vision moving forward. After that, I think besides from having a general vision, what they see is best for the community in the future, I think obviously the next step of that is being financially responsible and fiscally responsible to whatever extent that they might have, whatever power they might have as far as that goes. So
I think Palo Alto's core values should promote bicycle safety and non-car personal transportation. There's a big community right now, and whether you've got a kick scooter or a bicycle of any sort, even jogging, it's great to get that exercise and not use resources that we're running short on. Think of the future.
First and foremost, I think they should consider the environmental impact made by any development that they do. And the biggest issue of concern for the environment today is water resources.
Okay, thank you so much.
Well, I think that sustainability is important. I also think the neighborhood quality of life is important. I think that we need to have a balanced growth against the impacts on the community. And I think that we need to have openness and transparency in government.
All right, thank you very much.
Well, I think it's important to build the community in a way that's sustainable for the future. And it's always difficult because you want to balance it with growth.
They should think about the people first and not just about making money. They should think about like people that are in trouble with low housing instead of just coming up with building ideas.
All right, thank you.
Palo Alto is a very green community, and I feel like that our council should pay that into respect when they're making decisions. How is this good for our Earth? How could this affect our Earth? Is this a positive change or a negative change?
I think they should keep in mind transparency, and I think they should probably think about not only residents of the city, but also people who would consider moving here and how they would be affected by those decisions.
And I think the environment overall, it's a nice place. Everything from trees on the streets to Lytton Plaza here, the way they redid it. I mean, I think some attention to public space and just overall living experience. So I'm not so sure about these buildings getting higher and higher.
I believe that they're there for the people, and they should be the voice of the people, and that would mean to me that they just represent the people and try to do what's in the best interest of the people that they are representing.
So I think one of the biggest core values we should take into account is our youth. I grew up here in Palo Alto. I went to Duveneck and Jordan and Pali. And I think it's so important for all of the youth in Palo Alto to have good experiences, good interactions with kind of us old folks in Palo Alto. When you're growing up, it should be a fun experience, and there are all sorts of things that you have to work on. But I think you should also just enjoy growing up in Palo Alto. I think that's really important.
I think the city council is using them. I think the care that they show for the city is just exemplary. The reason I live in this city is, I think, the core value over the years that has been displayed by the city council and the people in charge. They have maintained care of the outside, the parks, the playgrounds, the facilities for the children, for the students, for the seniors especially, is just outstanding. I commend them and just ask them to keep up the good work. I think it's a beautiful community to live in and be part of.